Okay, hi everyone, and welcome to our final AusHair presentation for 2016. Thanks for joining us over the months this year where we've had our presentations. I hope you found them informative and useful for your own sort of information about various hair loss issues. So tonight we'll be looking at a topic, why common hair loss treatments on the market may not be your best option. So we know what some of the common ones are on the market. We'll go through those and we'll just sort of discuss some of the ins and outs of those treatments. So what our seminar tonight will go through is we'll look at what these treatments are, the reasons why they usually or why they may not be your best option for those suffering from hair loss, and we'll look at a final good alternative treatment, which is obviously what we do here at the AusHair Clinic. So the two sort of major treatments used for hair loss are minoxidil and finasteride. Minoxidil is a externally applied medication which is applied to the scalp, and finasteride is usually taken orally as a tablet. Minoxidil, in 2% and 5% dosages are easily purchased over the counter at your local pharmacy, whereas for a 7% dosage you'll need a prescription. Finasteride, you definitely need to see your family doctor for that one, and it's usually about 1 milligram per day. So that one finasteride needs a prescription from your doctor. Minoxidil, just a little bit of history on it. It was originally used as a high blood pressure medication. I think it was created back in the late 60s or early 70s. And while finasteride was a drug originally developed for benign prostatic hypertrophy, which is just a long word for an enlarged prostate gland in males, and the B, means benign. Benign just means it's not a serious case. It's one that will be restricted. It's not going to spread throughout your body. So that's BPH. So finasteride was originally used for that condition. Minoxidil, how does it work? It's what they call a vasodilator. So it opens up your blood vessels and lets more blood flow into those scalp tissues to nourish your hair follicles. Finasteride is more of a DHT blocker, so it inhibits DHT by binding to the 5-alpha reductase enzyme, or the 5-AR enzyme, which helps to reduce miniaturization. And we'll go through that miniaturization and just this process with DHT, how it all works. So you've got your testosterone there, which is sort of roaming freely around in the bloodstream, and when it combines with this 5-AR enzyme at the just the base of the hair follicle here, it produces DHT, or dihydrotestosterone. And what happens is the DHT binds to the receptors at the base of the follicle, and it obstructs the blood supply. So you're getting less oxygen, nutrients such as vitamins, minerals, and amino acids feeding the hair. And this leads to miniaturization, which is basically means pretty much as the word says, it miniaturizes. It's making the the hair follicles thinner, and and then they actually begin to shrink. So there it is, a normal hair follicle, and over time you see the hair coming out, thinning until eventually it stops coming out of the follicle here. So you end up with thinning, or you end up with baldness at that point. So some of the major issues with these treatments, well, three major ones are side effects, effectiveness, and also even a lack of professional guidance. So these are three issues with these type type of treatments that a lot of people are not so aware of. So we'll look at side effects first. So with minoxidil, we've got symptoms such as problems with vision, blurred vision, chest pain, dizziness, irregularities with heart rate, facial swelling, and even weight gain. With finasteride, a big side effect is sexual dysfunction, low energy. You can even have chills, cold sweats, depression's another common one. Also weight gain or even weight loss with this medication, and a host of other ones there, as you can read there on the slide. So, these side effects are obviously something that people should be aware of before they decide to, get onto one of these hair loss treatments. And I'll just quickly run through a case of one of our clients who used minoxidil for 1 week. This gentleman was suffering with just a standard male pattern thinning or androgenetic alopecia, and in his early to mid 50s, and used minoxidil for a week. What happened? Within 6 to 7 days, he noticed the skin was peeling off his fingers. He was obviously applying the minoxidil foam. I think he was using the foam form of the medication, and rubbing it in with his fingers and noticing the skin was peeling off. Naturally concerned about his fingers and also the effect of the medication on his scalp, he stopped using the foam and came to see us, and was pretty quickly onto one of our more natural hair regrowth treatments, and got some good results. As you can see here, the crown, there's the before shot, and within just, what was that, about where are we, July to October there, so about 3 months result, quite a good, the crown's filling up quite nicely there, and there's a side shot of it as well. Let's talk about effectiveness now of these common treatments. So in 2004, there was a study on minoxidil which showed about 60% effectiveness after people that used it for 1 year. So 60%, okay, not bad. I mean, it's definitely offering something there. In 1999, another study on finasteride showed about 48% effectiveness after 1 year. Okay, 48% is 48%. Some people were helped with that treatment. And we'll move on to the next point that I raised, which was a lack of professional guidance. So with these two medications, commonly, if you just go to the to the pharmacy and you purchase the minoxidil in the form of a foam, which you just apply externally to the scalp, usually you're not getting a lot of information really. You just sort of buy it over the counter. I mean, on the box you might find some dosage, how to apply instructions, that sort of thing, but you don't get any evidence of previous client success. No photos of that, no hair and scalp general care advice, no dietary or lifestyle advice, and you probably get very little about potential side effects. I mean, to be fair, the minoxidil products usually do have some information about potential side effects, but my point there was more for finasteride, where that's where you actually go to your doctor and get a prescription for it. Very rarely, from our feedback we get from our clients, very rarely do the doctors actually mention much about the potential side effects with finasteride, which is quite disappointing, especially for younger males, where sexual dysfunction is a real possibility with that type of medication. So so that's some of the issues there with these types of medications. And nor will your doc, if you prescribe finasteride, your doctor rarely will go through any general sort of other hair and scalp advice that you can do, any lifestyle information. It's rarely presented by the medical people. Maybe they're too busy, which is fair enough, but there's a lot more you can do for your hair than just taking medications, and that's what we do here at OzHair. We like to provide that. So I'll go through some of the OzHair treatment methods and what we do that's different with respect to those three major issues. So with regard to side effects, we get a little bit of burning sensation on the scalp for probably about 15 minutes after you apply our herbal liquids to the scalp. So yeah, a bit of a side effect there, but that sensation is actually, it's part of the treatment as well, because we're stimulating the area, stimulating the scalp and the hair follicles, and we're getting more blood moving into the area. So that's that burning or heat sensation is actually therapeutic as well. But we put it down as a side effect just to be a little bit, just to be fair and sound unbiased. People with alcohol allergies probably need to be careful with our liquids because they do contain alcohol. Alcohol is a natural cleanser, so it's very good for cleaning the scalp, which will help the absorbability of the nutrients and the other therapeutic factors in the herbal liquid. Alcohol also is a stimulant. It sort of warms the scalp and helps to promote blood circulation as well. It also preserves the active ingredients in the liquid medication as well. But otherwise, no other major side effects with our herbal treatments. Effectiveness. Well, we claim 99% effectiveness. We did a study many years ago now, and we had these are the numbers here. 59+% giving marginal growth, over 20% moderate growth, and 3% really good growth. And there was also 16.6% of people that were unchanged after a few months on this on our treatments. So even the fact that their hair loss didn't get worse after a few months was a very good sign. So that's considered effective as well. So 99% effectiveness with the OzHair products. And just keeping on with this effectiveness concept, what we do here at OzHair, we're big on promoting deep scalp cleansing because it's very important to help the absorbability of the properties in our herbal liquids that you apply to the scalp. Those liquids also provide nutrition for the hair follicles and stimulate the hair follicles as well. What is the treatment that we use? Well, basically, I've mentioned a few times, we use the herbal liquids directly to the scalp, on the scalp. There's some herbal tablets to take orally as well, without any side effects to the sex drive or all of those other potential side effects that are there with finasteride. And we also offer in-clinic treatments where we offer further stimulatory therapies to the hair follicles through laser, electrical stimulation, infrared heat, scalp massage, and a couple of other things that we do here as well. And another point with regard to the professional guidance that we offer, we do a lot of the things that, when you buy your products from your pharmacy and you go to your doctor to get your finasteride, we provide a lot of stuff that the pharmacies and the doctors don't. So we'll actually we'll do an assessment on you first to determine your hair loss level. Once we've got that information, we can then recommend you, the period of time that you'll need to use our products before seeing a significant hair regrowth result. We'll assess your hair follicle condition as well. And this is interesting because often on people, the hair follicle condition is different, in different parts of the scalp. So, you might have different areas of the scalp that require different treatment and possibly, different types of treatment. So we advise you on that to give you the best solution for your hair condition. We will also show you evidence of previous client success. So we're going to show you photos of what we've done with other people before, after 2 months, 4 months, 8 months, 12 months. We'll show you the results that we've achieved. So and that's how we'll base our predictions about what we're going to try and do with yourself. We'll give you some good hair and scalp, general care advice as well. Which, like I said, the pharmacies and the doctors usually don't give you much of that. We'll give you some dietary or lifestyle advice if it's relevant for your condition. And, of course, we'll go through information about potential side effects of what we do. So we'll give you all that information. So that's pretty much what I want to cover today. I hope you found that interesting and informative. So just to recap quickly, some of those common hair loss treatments, there are some problems with side effects. Some of the effectiveness, although there is some effectiveness, but certainly not as potent as what we do here with our Ozhair treatments. And also, I've been pretty critical in this presentation about that lack of professional guidance by either the pharmacies that sell the products over the counter to their customers, and also your physician, your medical physician who's prescribing finasteride. They don't give you a lot of guidance except for the dosage of the medication and instructions on how to use it. There's not a lot of other guidance around that prescription, and we certainly do offer that. So Ozhair treatments definitely offer a good viable alternative. That's all for today. For any more information, please do visit our website at ozhair.com.au, and I'd like to wish everybody a nice Christmas and all the best for the new year for 2017, and we'll see you next year with some hopefully some more interesting topics based around hair loss. Thanks again.